Hello everyone, welcome you all to Pragyan Sportyfitz, and I am Simanta Chatterjee, your physical and psychological fitness instructor. So guys and girls, as you all know, I have launched our health series overview video and you can get that in YouTube. And in that video, I have completely mentioned what is our motive behind health series overview. So in today's session, we are going to start our first session with stomach bloating or bloated stomach problem. Okay, so what is stomach bloating? First of all, it's just a swollen in the abdominal section. So what is the reason behind it? There are n number of reasons, but today we are going to explain 5 or 6 common reasons. So before starting with the reason, I want you all to go through the digestive system. I'm going to explain you all. So let's start with our digestive system first. Entire digestive system starts when we have food. So once we eat food, that food comes from esophagus, and then esophagus to stomach, then stomach processes that food with a couple of digestive enzyme and other HCl acid, and from stomach that food converted into chyme, and that chyme transfer stomach to small intestine through duodenum, and then small intestine absorb couple of all the nutrients whatever that food has, and then small intestine to food goes to large intestine or colon. Colon absorb the water from that food and then move it to rectum and then anus, and then it's a waste. So this is all about our digestive system. So now, why stomach bloating happens? So generally we observe the stomach bloating problem because of this, especially in these 3 sections: stomach, small intestine and large intestine. How? I will explain you all now. So first thing, couple of food that causes a bloated stomach problem. What are the foods? First thing in the list of food intolerance, milk product or dairy product. There are a number of people who experience a bloated stomach or stomach uncomfortableness after having milk product, any kind of curd, paneer and all those stuffs. So they need to ignore this thing especially. And then couple of cruciferous vegetable like the cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, even that cause bloating. Legumes, there are a section of people after having legumes they feel a stomach uncomfortableness, so they need to control that legumes intake. I know guys, even that dairy product, cruciferous vegetable and legumes, those are very important. But what to do? If your body has intolerances with that food, you have to control the intake. Okay, or if you have some substitute food, you need to stop those foods or you need to control that food, okay, for your own benefit. And number 4 is processed food. Even processed food also a reason of food poisoning nowadays. So any kind of processed food, fried foods, high sugary items you need to ignore, because these 4 things are in the list of food intolerances. Gastroparesis is the next problem. So in generally what happens, as I explained in the digestive system, our stomach has 2 valves specially. So one is esophagus to stomach and then stomach to small intestine. When we have food, that food comes from esophagus to stomach, and then once the food gets into stomach, esophagus valve just close, and then once food processed with various digestive enzyme, then that processed food move through a second valve that connect stomach and small intestine. Okay, in gastroparesis the entire thing getting totally different. So what are the difference? So first thing, once we have food, the food easily come back to our mouth once again. Once we have food, that food is come back once again through esophagus to our mouth. That reason of acid reflux syndrome. And the second problem is the stomach. After processing those foods in stomach, it won't transfer to small intestine very easily, because there is something that block that food to getting into small intestine, and that problem happens in that valve only, okay, which connects small intestine and our stomach. Okay, so in gastroparesis this thing happens, and if people are facing this issue, they should go to doctor and they need to seek their assistance as soon as possible. Eating too much at a time. If you eat too much at a time, what will happen? Your stomach will find difficulty to process that food, and it will be very difficult to move that food from small intestine, stomach to small intestine to large intestine, and entire digestive system will be under stress. So requesting you all, please don't have too much food once at a time. It is a potential reason of stomach bloating, and it can be cause of some other disease too. Alcohol and smoking. This is the primary this is one of the primary reason of stomach bloating. So once we consume alcohol and once we smoke, okay, and that time also we will experience this kind of problem. So no smoking, and control your alcohol consumption. If possible, then stop it. IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. Nowadays this is a very, I will say, it's a very common and very difficult problem, but still it is curable. So this thing happens because of low fiber in food. IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. This problem happen in our large intestine. You can see the picture. In the large intestine, what happens? Due to lack of fiber, the food faces very difficulty to move from one place to another place throughout the large intestine. And because of this thing, that in large intestine, couple of swollen area we observe, and this entire disease is known as IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. Okay, so you need to have a proper high fiber food, okay, and you need to be in a proper diet, okay, so then only you will be get rid of this problem. Otherwise this reason will make you to feel bloated. SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. This SIBO is kind of a small bacteria, and that stays in our small intestine. Okay, due to unhealthy food habit, those bacteria's number increase in a small intestine, and that object prevent your digestive process, and your body will not be able to absorb more nutrients, because those bacteria will destroy the entire function of digestive system. Okay, and that happens in the small intestine. You can see the picture I have mentioned here. So because of the SIBO thing, you will feel bloated. So these are the reasons. So now we have to know what are the foods can help you to stop bloated. So let's check with that one. So the anti-bloating fluids are fennel, ginger tea, peppermint tea, green tea, yogurt, papaya, bottle gourd, hot lemon water, jeera water, tomato soup, banana, olive oil, lentils, pumpkin, avocado, brown rice, oatmeal, leafy greens, fatty fish, apple, berries, eggplant or brinjal, almonds, watermelon, egg whites, dark chocolate, kiwi, and all these foods are known as anti-bloating foods. So that's all, guys. This is all about our stomach bloating problems and possible solutions. Still, if you have some question, please mention in the comment box and I'll be happy to respond to all of you. And as always, please subscribe our YouTube channel Pragyan Sportyfitz, and don't forget to share and like our Facebook page Pragyan Sportyfitz too. Those things will motivate us and work more on this mission, and our mission is to make mankind fit. So that's all guys, thank you very much. Namaskar, Jai Hind.